Hello, we are Blame Not the Bard, and you are watching Greetings from Iowa.
Start you off with a traditional Irish tune, plus a little pub song called Whiskey in the Jar. And for those of you at home, if you do not know this one yet, there's just one thing you need to learn, and those are just two claps. So I'm going to say some funny words, and then I need two claps from you. So it'll be just like this. Ready? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whack fold the daddy-o, whack fold the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. All right, here we go. With the ring-a-ma-doo-na-ma-da, hey! Whack fold the daddy-o, whack fold the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. As I was going over the Cork and Kerry mountains, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. I first produced me pistol and then produced me rapier, saying, stand and deliver, for you are the bold deceiver. The ring-a-ma-doo-na-ma-da, hey! Whack fold the daddy-o, whack fold the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now I counted out his money, and it made a pretty penny. So I put it in me pocket, and I took it home to Jenny. She sighed and she swore she never would betray me. But the devil take them women, for they never can be easy. The ring-a-ma-doo-na-ma-da, hey! Whack fold the daddy-o, whack fold the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. So I went into me chamber, for to take me slumber. I dreamed of golden jewels, and for sure it was no wonder that Jenny drew me charges, and she filled them up with water, and sent for Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter. The ring-a-ma-doo-na-ma-da, hey! Whack fold the daddy-o, whack fold the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now it was early in the morning, just before I rose to travel. Up jumps a band of footmen, likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced me pistol, for she'd stolen away me rapier. But I couldn't shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken. The ring-a-ma-doo-na-ma-da, hey! Whack fold the daddy-o, whack fold the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now if anyone can aid me, it's me brother in the army. If I can find his station, is it Cork or in Killarney? Together we'll go roving through the mountains of Kilkenny, and I'm sure he'll treat me better than my darling sporting Jenny. With the ring-a-ma-doo-na-ma-da, hey! Whack fold the daddy-o, whack fold the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. With the ring-a-ma-doo-na-ma-da, hey! Whack fold the daddy-o, whack fold the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
My name is Andrew, and I play traditional Irish music with the group Blame Not the Bard. One of the hardest parts of starting a band is figuring out your band name. Luckily for us, the Irish music has a deep tradition of pulling literary references for band names. So I took a cue from that, and we got a hold of a Thomas More book of poems. Thomas More was the poet laureate for Ireland in the 1800s, and one of his poems was "Oh, Blame Not the Bard." And it tells the poem itself tells a fun story about, the nobility of being a musician.
Oh, I'll tell you a story that happened to me. One day as I went down to Yull by the sea. Well, the sun it was high and the day it was warm. Says I, a quite pint, it wouldn't do me no harm. So I went into the barman, I said, give me a stout. But the barman said, sorry, all the beer has sold out. Try whiskey or Paddy's, 10 years in the wood. Says I, I'll try cider, I've heard that it's good. Oh, never, oh, never, oh, never again. If I live to be 100 or 110. When I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up, after drinking a pint of the Johnny Jump Up. Well, after lowering the pint, I headed straight for the yard, where I bumped into Brophy, the big civic guard. Come here to me, boy, don't you know I'm the law? Well, I upped with my fist, and I shattered his jaw, and he fell to the ground with his knees doubled up. But it wasn't, I hit him to the Johnny Jump Up. And the next thing I met down in Yull by the sea was a cripple on crutches, and says he to me, I'm afraid of me life, I'll be hit by a car. Won't you help me across to the railwayman's bar? And after 3 pints of cider so sweet, well, he threw down his crutches and he danced on his feet. Oh, never, oh, never, oh, never again. If I live to be 100 or 110. When I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up, after drinking a pint of the Johnny Jump Up. Well, then I went down to the Lee Road, a friend for to see, and they called it the Madhouse in Cork by the Lee. And when I got up there, the truth I do tell, well, they had the poor bugger locked up in his cell. Says these guard testing him, say these words if you can. Around the ragged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. Tell them I'm not crazy, tell them I'm not mad, for it's only 6 pints of the cider I've had. Now a man died in the Union by the name of McNabb. They washed him and placed him outside on the slab. And after O'Connor his measurements did take, well, his wife took him home to a bloody fine wake. It was about 12 o'clock and the beer it was high, when the corpse he sat up and he says with a sigh, I can't get to heaven, they won't let me up, till I bring them a jug of the Johnny Jump Up. Oh, never, oh, never, oh, never again. If I live to be 100 or 110. When I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up, after drinking a pint of the Johnny Jump Up. Oh, never, oh, never, oh, never again. If I live to be 100 or 110. When I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up, after drinking a pint of the Johnny Jump Up.
They were together a year or two before I came along, at least a couple of years, right? Yeah. And they put an ad out, and I thought, I I've played about every other kind of music, and I've been to a lot of Irish fests. I think I'd like to be involved in this because it's a blast. And so the first time I went down there, they were like, I think we're done looking because we just clicked. We
did.
got along great too. I mean, that's first for me, get along with them. But the music was just as good as the friendship. So.
I remember we had Corey over for our first band practice, and it was really like an audition. It was, that feels weird to say now, but
It was.
we had him over and we played one song, and I remember walking into the kitchen with Andrew and I'm like, he's the one, we're done. we still like finished things out, but we were pretty sure. You just know.
You don't want to tell me too soon, I'll stop trying.
I mean, he's still auditioning.
Yeah.
This tune is written by our very own Corey Baker. It is a Blame Not the Bard original. It's called The Old Hags of Mayday. It tells the story of an Irish farmer in the west of Ireland. He was a dairy farmer, but unfortunately one morning he found out that there was a trick played on his cows, and all of the milk was gone. 'Twas in the county Mayo, May Day in Glenamoy. Jack Kelly came a-walking out, his milk cows to deploy. But when he got down to the barn, he let out an awful cry. Oh, no. Not a drop of milk for me cow, it has gone dry. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Jack called upon an expert, from Beldering was he. Inspecting on the herd, he says no problem could I see. Jack knew there was much more to this, he knew just what he saw. When he woke up on that May Day and all the milk was gone. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Jack called upon the father, who is wise in many ways, and he told him of the ladies old with magic, so they say. On May Day in the morning, they'll take on another form, and they'll steal your milk and butter so early in the morn. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Jack rose up in the morning, in the barn he found a hare. Wound but do not kill her, just give that hare a scare. Then Jack paid the hag a visit, down in her country home. She was hobbling on one leg, and the cows were left alone. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me.
When I was, my college professor is going to have my head for this one, but when I was supposed to be practicing my music for recitals in college and orchestra concerts, I would sneak into practice rooms and put in headphones and listen to like all of these great Irish fiddle players, and I try to play along with them, which I didn't realize at the time is actually the best way to learn Irish music is play with other Irish musicians. It's an oral tradition. And so it's sort of delightful to me now that I was investing in my future. I just didn't know it yet. And that's the other thing I love about playing Irish music is that I get to be fully me while honoring this very old, very, very rich and deep tradition.
In the Bambridge town at the county down one morning last July, from a bordering green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. Well, she looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, sure I shook myself for to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay at the Dairy Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met at the county down. As she onward sped, sure I scratched my head, and I looked with the feeling rare. And I says I to a passer-by, who's the maid with the nut brown hair? Well, he smiled at me and he says that she's the gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann from the banks of the Bann is the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay at the Dairy Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met at the county down. At the harvest fair, I'll be surely there, and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shone bright and my hat cocked right for a smile from the nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, nor horse I'll yoke, till my plough turns rust-colored brown, till the smiling bride at my own fireside's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay at the Dairy Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay at the Dairy Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, young maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met at the county down. Dear sir, I write this note to you to tell ya of me plight. And at the time of writing, I am not a pretty sight. Oh, me body is all black and blue, me face a deathly gray. And I write this note to say why Paddy's not at work today. While working on the 14th floor, some bricks I had to clear. Well, to throw them down from such a height was not a good idea. And the foreman wasn't very pleased, he'd be in an awful sod. He said I had to cart them down on the ladder in me hod. Well, clearing all these bricks by hand, it was so very slow. So I hoisted up a barrel and secured the rope below. But in me haste to do the job, I was too blind to see that a barrel full of building bricks was heavier than me. So when I untied the rope, the barrel fell like lead. And clinging tightly to the rope, I started up instead. Well, I shot up like a rocket, till to my dismay I found. And about halfway up, I met that bloody barrel coming down. Now the barrel broke me shoulder as to the ground it sped. And when I reached the top, I banged the pulley with me head. Well, I clung on tight, though numb with shock from this almighty blow. And the barrel spilled out half its bricks, 14 floors below. Now when these bricks had fallen from the barrel to the floor, I'd then outweighed the barrel and so started down once more. Still clinging tightly to the rope, I fell towards the ground, and I landed on those broken bricks that were all scattered around. Now I lay there moaning on the ground, I thought I passed the worst, when the barrel hit the pulley wheel and then the bottom burst. Well, a shower of bricks rained down on me, I hadn't got a hope. As I lay there moaning on the ground, I let go that bloody rope. Now the barrel, it being heavier, it started down once more, and it landed right across me as I lay upon the floor. Well, it broke 3 ribs in my left arm, I can only say that I hope you'll understand why Paddy's not at work today.
So for me, I have always loved songs that tell stories. But listened to a lot of music, and I was always drawn to the songs that were telling a story. And kind of my aunt shared with me a cassette tape of some traditional Irish music, and that kind of got me looking in that genre. And I found that there's so many Irish tunes that tell stories that I just fell in love with all the different stories that are told, from, the most mundane, guy going about his life to like the, epic remembrance songs, and there's just all sorts of in between. And even instrumentals in Irish music tell a story to some extent. A lot of them have very story-driven names.
In 1841, me corduroy breeches I put on. Me corduroy breeches I put on to work upon the railway, the railway. I'm weary of the railway. Poor Paddy works on the railway. In 1842, from Hartlepool I moved to Crewe. Found myself a job to do, working on the railway. I was wearing corduroy breeches, digging ditches, pulling switches, dodging lynches. I was working on the railway. In 1843, I broke a shovel across me knee. Went to work for the company, Leeds and Silby Railway. I was wearing corduroy breeches, digging ditches, pulling switches, dodging lynches. I was working on the railway. In 1844, I landed on the Liverpool shore. Me belly was empty, me hands were raw. with working on the railway. The railway. I'm weary of the railway. Poor Paddy works on the railway. In 1845, when Danny O'Connell, he was alive. When Danny O'Connell, he was alive at working on the railway. I was wearing corduroy breeches, digging ditches, pulling switches, dodging lynches. I was working on the railway. In 1846, I chained me trade to the carrying bricks. Chained me trade to the carrying bricks, working on the railway. I was wearing corduroy breeches, digging ditches, pulling switches, dodging lynches. I was working on the railway. In 1847, old Paddy was thinking of going to heaven. The old bugger was thinking of going to heaven to work upon the railway. The railway. I'm weary of the railway. Poor Paddy works on the railway. All right, you can hear the train coming into the station now. Nikki, that's not what a train sounds like. Yeah. Corey, could you help Nikki figure out what a train sounds? Yeah. No. And I was wearing corduroy breeches, digging ditches, pulling switches, dodging lynches. I was working on the railway. Fare thee well to you, my own true love. I am sailing so far, far away. I am bound for California, but I know that I'll return someday. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, I am sailed on board a Yankee ship. Davy Crockett is her name, and that Burgess is a captain of her, and they say that she's a floating shame. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, I have sailed with Burgess once before. I think that I know him right well. For if a man is a sailor, he can get along. If not, he's in a floating hell. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, the sun is in the harbor now. I think that I should remain, for I know it'll be a long, long time before I will see you again. So fare thee well, my own true love, And when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Everybody! So fare thee well, my own true love. And when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think